Have you ever wondered how that pizza box with the red and blue Domino logo became a global icon? It's a story that starts not in a fancy boardroom, but in a small-town pizza joint with two brothers and a dream. Let's rewind to 1960 in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Two brothers, Tom and James Monahan, hear about a local pizzeria called Domino's that's up for sale. They decide to take a leap of faith, borrowing $900 to buy it. Now, James wasn't fully sold on the pizza business. He had a full-time job as a mailman, and after just 8 months, he decided to trade his half of the business to Tom. The price: the Volkswagen Beetle they were using for deliveries. Yep, James traded his stake in what would become a multi-billion-dollar empire for a used car. Hindsight is 20/20ths, right? So now, Tom Monaghan was the sole owner. He was passionate, driven, and had a singular vision: to deliver hot, fresh pizza as fast as possible. Tom was a hands-on owner. He worked tirelessly, experimenting with dough recipes, sauce combinations, and most importantly, the delivery process. He knew that the key to success wasn't just making good pizza, but getting it to customers' doors while it was still piping hot. This obsession with speed and efficiency would become the cornerstone of the entire Domino's brand. He streamlined every single step of the pizza-making process, creating an assembly line system that was revolutionary for its time. A few years later, in 1965, Tom wanted to expand and open more stores. However, the original owner of Domino's wouldn't let him use the name for his new locations. So, they needed a new name. The story goes that one of his delivery drivers, Jim Kennedy, came back from a delivery and suggested Domino's. It sounded similar enough to the original, and Tom loved it. The logo was also born around this time. The 3 dots on the Domino represented the 3 stores he owned then. The original plan was to add a new dot for every new store he opened. Well, you can imagine that plan didn't last very long. If they had stuck with it, the logo today would be a blur of countless dots. By 1967, the first Domino's franchise store opened. Tom's model was simple and effective, making it attractive to potential franchisees. He focused on a limited menu, mainly just pizza and Coke, which kept operations simple and costs low. This allowed for incredible consistency across all locations. No matter which Domino's you ordered from, you knew exactly what you were going to get. This reliability was a huge part of its appeal. But the real game changer was the famous 30-minute delivery guarantee. In the 1970s, Domino's introduced a promise: get your pizza in 30 minutes or it's free. This was a marketing masterstroke. It wasn't just a promise, it was a challenge. It created a sense of urgency and excitement for the customer. People would literally watch the clock, hoping the driver would be late so they could score a free pizza. Of course, this put immense pressure on the delivery drivers and led to some controversy about safety. But from a business perspective, it was genius. It cemented Domino's identity as the fastest, most reliable pizza delivery service on the planet. The company grew at an explosive rate. Throughout the 70s and 80s, Domino's was opening hundreds, then thousands of stores. They went international in 1983, opening their first store outside the US in Winnipeg, Canada. Just 2 years later, they were in the UK, Japan, and Australia. The simple, replicable business model Tom had created was proving to be a global success. Domino's wasn't just selling pizza, it was selling convenience. In a world that was speeding up, Domino's was the perfect food for busy families, college students, and late-night study sessions. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. By the late 80s and early 90s, the competition was heating up. Other pizza chains started to focus more on delivery, and the 30 minutes or free guarantee was eventually dropped in the US in 1993 after a lawsuit raised safety concerns. The brand was starting to lose some of its unique edge. On top of that, public perception of the pizza's quality began to decline. People loved the speed, but the taste, it was often described as cardboard with ketchup. This brings us to one of the most fascinating chapters in Domino's history. For years, the company coasted on its delivery reputation, but by the late 2000s, sales were slumping. Customer feedback was brutal. The company was at a crossroads. They could either ignore the criticism and slowly fade away, or they could do something incredibly brave. They chose brave. In 2009, Domino's launched a marketing campaign that was unlike anything the corporate world had ever seen. They called it the pizza turnaround. Instead of hiding from the negative feedback, they put it front and center. They ran commercials featuring real focus groups where customers called their pizza the worst and said the crust tasted like cardboard. They even showed their own chefs and executives reading these harsh comments. It was brutally honest. Then, they made a promise. They told America and the world that they had heard the criticism and were going to completely reinvent their pizza from the crust up. They introduced a whole new recipe, a new sauce with a kick of red pepper, a new crust brushed with a garlic herb seasoning, and a more robust blend of shredded mozzarella cheese. It was a massive gamble. They were essentially admitting that their core product for the last 50 years hadn't been very good, but the gamble paid off, big time. Customers were intrigued by the honesty. They were curious to try the new recipe, and many were pleasantly surprised. The new pizza was genuinely better. The campaign was a phenomenal success, not just in improving the product, but in rebuilding trust with the public. It showed that Domino's was a company that listened, a company that wasn't too proud to admit its flaws and worked to fix them. This spirit of innovation didn't stop with the pizza recipe. Domino's then turned its focus to technology. They understood that in the modern era, convenience was no longer just about speed. It was about ease of ordering. They invested heavily in digital and became a tech company that just happens to sell pizza. They developed a state-of-the-art mobile app, an online ordering system. They introduced the Domino's tracker, which let you follow your pizza's journey from the oven to your door in real time. They got creative, allowing customers to order via Twitter, a text message with a pizza emoji, smart TVs, and even watches. They made ordering a pizza as seamless and easy as possible, meeting customers wherever they were. This focus on technology put them years ahead of their competitors and propelled their growth into the stratosphere. In the decade following the pizza turnaround, Domino's stock price grew by over 2,000%, outperforming tech giants like Apple, Google, and Amazon. From a single shop bought with a $900 loan to a global behemoth with over 17,000 stores in more than 90 countries, the story of Domino's is a masterclass in business. It's a tale of focus, with Tom Monahan's initial obsession with delivery. It's a story of bold marketing, with the 30-minute guarantee, and it's a powerful lesson in humility and reinvention, with their incredible turnaround campaign. They proved that even a 50-year-old brand could fundamentally change and come back stronger than ever. So, the next time you see that Domino's delivery car pull up, remember the journey it represents. It started with two brothers, a Volkswagen Beetle, and a simple idea: get hot pizza to hungry people, fast. And through decades of innovation, risk-taking, and a willingness to listen to its toughest critics, that simple idea grew into one of the most successful and recognizable brands in the world. Thanks so much for watching. What are your thoughts on the Domino's story? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories behind the brands you know and love. See you in the next one.